Freaking A! Unbelievable! The whole thing. Now we got to do it all over, just because apparently that wasn't even on. Or at least we recorded it. At least we got that on film, but not on the show. Guys, it's Discover Connecticut. Mark Pires, Coldwell banker. We're here at the Ogden House, built in 1750 by David Ogden, and it's really amazing to have this type of history here, right in Lower Fairfield County. Anytime you want to go and see historical places, I could find you 5 or 6 here in Fairfield and all the other towns in the area. But we're here today, and I wanted to just show you a little bit of our history here. You know, when you move to a community like this, it all started someplace. And this was the Salt Box. It was a farmhouse back in the 1750s. And this is pre our country becoming a country. That's pretty crazy. But these people all lived here. I actually sold a house a few years ago on Mill Plain Road. It was called the Ezekiel Hull House from 1764. And great story on that. I met one of my mentors there who actually gave me the quote, "Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change." My friend Jim, and he was quite an inspiration for me when I first started as a realtor. And we worked together in order to sell his prized possession, which was his 1764 Ezekiel Hull House. And so I created tons of different photography for this property. And that is the property that I shot my first drone news coverage, where Channel 61 Fox in Connecticut came and filmed me at one of my properties. They said, "We need to film you with this quadcopter that you kind of came to the market with." And so there's a picture on the front page of all the Connecticut newspapers where I'm sitting there playing with my drone, and the drone's in the sky there. And that was at Jim's house. So 1764 Ezekiel Hull, right here, 1750, the Ogden House. Any questions about Fairfield, let me know. Any questions about Fairfield County, let me know. We're here to help you understand these communities a little bit better, show you the history, where they came from, and walk you into some of these businesses. Get to know the businesses, the small businesses, why they love the communities that they sell in, and why they provide their services to these communities. And I feel like we have to start getting to the heart and soul of these communities, which is the people. So I'm going to be doing a new series where I'm on the streets all over Fairfield County, just interviewing people, asking them what they love about their town. And I don't know if people want to see that, but I feel like I want to know it. I know what I love about these communities, but I want to hear what the people who buy homes love about it, and some of the events that they do that I don't know about. And we can start incorporating all those things into the show. So very excited about that. Also plan to get some clients on with me so we could start really delving into what it's like to be a realtor, dealing with the client in order to help them get the property they want, negotiate it, and then get to a closing. All these things I think are important. When I first got my license, I didn't know, how do you get from A to Z? You have to learn that. You go to school to get the license, but you still, until you get that first transaction or first 2 or 3 under your belt, you're a little nervous. You're like, I know I have to do these things, but I haven't done it yet. And so once you do it, you start realizing it's like everything else in life. Someone does whatever that is at a high level. Therefore, you could do it at a high level. All you have to do is believe in yourself, have confidence, and everything stems from having confidence in yourself first. If you believe you're good at something, then you will be good at it. You may be horrible, but you'll be as good as you can be while being horrible, if that makes sense. Work with it. Anyway, here, the Ogden House, Fairfield, Connecticut. Tried to get the drone out for you guys. It didn't work. The drone's there right underneath the tripod, but no luck today. I did shoot a little B-roll of that sign over there that tells you about the 1750 Ogden House. And there's another plaque right here. I was going to walk you over there right now when I realized that my microphone wasn't working. So here we are, microphone's officially working. The sun's almost down. I'm not sure if I should be brighter on my camera or not. Most likely yes, because there's no more sun. But guys, at least we got the show. At least we got it in. Ogden House, Fairfield, Connecticut. Discover Connecticut. Your go-to location for social media activities, right? I mean, we're gonna start doing that as soon as it gets warmer, because it's just crazy out here. I'm freezing today. Yesterday I had the light coat on. Today I'm back to this crazy, it's like 38 now, I bet you. because the sun's right there, it's going down. Anyway, if you have any questions, any comments, or any locations you'd like me to cover, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you can also hit the like and share, very much appreciate it. This is a new show. You guys, if you could help others know that there's a show about Lower Fairfield County, about Connecticut in general, because I'm going to be covering all of Connecticut eventually, but get on board with Lower Fairfield County first, hitting all of these communities, and you've already met some really cool restaurant owners and different business owners. We're going to be doing a lot more this year, and if I can get somebody to join me for this when I go out and shoot some of these interviews, it's going to be even better than when I do it by myself. But for now, guys, I'm pretty impressed with what I'm able to create and produce for you guys. I hope you are as well, and hope you enjoy the ride. We're just getting started. This is Mark Pires, your realtor with Discover Connecticut and Coldwell Banker here at the Ogden House in Fairfield, Connecticut. And I hope to see you on the next one, which will be tomorrow, most likely from somewhere in Lower Fairfield County. Until then, it's Mark Pires with You Know It, Discover Connecticut. I'm getting some sort of weird, you know what? It looks like it was shaky going out to you guys. That's unfortunate. This is a crap, I think this is a crap cable. Put it back on, see if this works better. Sometimes if you pull out the camera wire and then plug it back in, it works better, but it doesn't seem like it's even working now. Wait, are we getting it? Now it's smooth. Should we do the whole thing over just because you guys missed it? Might as well. I think I have to go a little, let's just go down to 500 because I think at this point it's getting pretty dark. Let's do it to 400 even. How about that? That's probably fine. So guys, it's Mark Pires, your realtor with Discover Connecticut and Coldwell Banker Realty here, Fairfield, Connecticut, guys. We're at the Ogden House. Original salt box. We call this a really old house. Antique houses are very much one of those things that you have to either love or you don't. Like, it's a small market. It's almost like the crazy super modern homes. Very small market. I know some people are like, oh, I could buy this really, really crazy contemporary home and I can make it really nice. But the market gets smaller when you're doing something like super modern or really old, super old. So we have super old here, the 1750 Ogden House, Fairfield, Connecticut. I hope you guys can appreciate the history here. I could smell the cedar on the side of this one from 1750, guys. I was telling the story, you probably heard it earlier. It just was scattery and the image wasn't very good, but we'll just do a quick run view. Sold the house, cross town, 1764. And it was called the Ezekiel Hull House. He was a ship captain and he built his own house from scratch. That house was pretty crazy. It had a lot of history to it. But this one must have a lot of history as well. I didn't dig too deep into it. Just know that it's here. I've driven by it a lot my entire life. And since I turned 13, I've been in Connecticut, okay? And I've probably driven past this way too many times to count. But I finally took a drive into the street here, which the reason I never came down is because it says cemetery at the end. But as I'm driving by, I see 1750 Ogden House. And I'm like, I know about the Ogden House. That's where it is? So I took a little drive in here. I parked the car. I went live. We're here at the Ogden House, 1750. We're going to get one of those little scanners out to see if there's any ghosts. There's got to be, because there's a cemetery right there. That's the other part you missed. So anyway, it is a beautiful community here. Fairfield, to have this house right here, like right in between Southport, Fairfield, is this little community here. It's amazing. I want to show you guys that plaque real quick. Let's see if we can run over there and do that. Hold on a second. Let's just hope we don't drop anything here. All right. All right, let's see what that says right there. I kind of actually at the, I didn't know it was all the way zoomed in already. Take that back for a second. So there it is, guys, the Ogden House. Pretty cool, I would say. This is uneven. I can't get it to even out. It's the ground, I guess. Anyway. So that's what we have here, guys. The Ogden House doing it. And pretty cool. I just like this history. We're having a little time here in Fairfield at Ogden House. So, I guess that's it for today, guys. It's Mark Pires, your realtor with Discover Connecticut. Coldwell Banker, make sure you reach out to me. You can catch me at the office, or you can shoot me a DM. I'll put my contact info right over here on the side of the screen. You're seeing it right now. Just the email, it's right there. Guys, just use it, you know, mark.pires@cbrealty.com. Oh, hey guys, I got an email. Look, guys, hold on. Oh, it's Beverly. She wants to buy a house. That's how it's done. Oh, look, I got a second one. Pamela wants to sell her house. Sounds good to me. You know, like, because I want to sell the house for you as well. I'm here to help you get your property into the entire ether. Like, you don't want it just here on Earth. We want to send it everywhere. So like there's people on other planets maybe, potentially, and they're all of a sudden getting the feed and they're like, wow, I want to look at this house. I want to buy it. Where is it? And they're trying to find it on their map system and they just can't. You know, that's a real possibility. But we're going to open it up to the deepest pool of qualified buyers here on Earth. And then also beam it out. We're beaming it out. You know, guys, sometimes when you do it, you know, you give it a beaming event. Are we good? There we go. Sometimes you try to get the camera to work out. So, Ogden House, any questions? Unfortunately, I can't check right now. I don't have any access to comments, but leave them below. I will answer them later. And your question could be on the next Discover Connecticut. Why would you not be like, Mark, what does it take to sell my house and get the most money possible? I'll work and give you that one tomorrow. We'll do a full series on how to get the most money for your house in the shortest period of time. Oh, it'll be a good one. Oh man, I've already gone over that one like 90 times, but if I could break it down, it would be pretty easy because people should just do their business one way and not the crazy way. But it's not just the people, it's not agents. This is sellers. They need to hear these messages because they need to understand the market instead of thinking they can like pull one over on someone. You just can't do it anymore. With the internet now, you have to go by what's actually happening in the real world. And if you're smart about it and you price it just below the real world, you're going to see a bidding war. And it's that simple. You put a carrot out there, you're going to get 10 rabbits to come out and bite that carrot. And that's my strategy. I still believe if somebody was wise enough to hire me and say, Mark, I want you to create content like crazy about my property, put it on the market tomorrow, we're putting it on for $1. And let a market be a market, guys. We could say no to every offer till we get what we want. But I'll tell you what, you're going to get the most money you would get. Because human nature takes over. It's just like eBay. You always see that fight the last 10 minutes of the auction. I would broadcast it. Be like, it starts at $1, no reserve, you know, 7 days, and you just let it fly. And you would see that thing take off. Because a market will always be a market. So I'm officially out of the sun. I got no sunlight. There we go. We got a little bit now. You got to work with the light you're getting, or else you're going to be in the dark. Which is a great song I wrote back in '97. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Heading out of here now. Ogden House. Any other questions? They do have tours here from 1 to 4 p.m. I'm going to walk you over actually to see that one little. They have like a nice sign over here, plaque with some other information I can't see even though I have these ridiculous glasses on. How do you not see everything with those dumb glasses? I don't know, guys. Anyway, let's take a walk over there. Guys, look, it's the Ogden House. Here you go, 1750. and dooryard garden house tours Sundays from 1 to 4 p.m. Pretty cool stuff, right? Well, there you have it, guys, here from the Ogden House, Fairfield, Connecticut. I didn't put on a lock system. You gotta lock it in, Mark, if you want to do it, you know, locking it in. All right, guys, so that's it here today from the Ogden House. Right, you gotta do the second take. Hold on, one more time. We had a good one there. It just wasn't on. Anyway. All right, guys, so that's here from the Ogden House. Oh, goodness. Just another day here on Discover Connecticut, down at the Ogden House. Circa 1750. Dooryard Garden, I guess that's what's down here. I should get a little bit B-roll for you guys on that. Fairfield Museum and History Center. We've been there again from when we did Get to Know America. We'll be back there to, we have really a complete series we can do at the Fairfield Historic Society and all of the historic societies in Connecticut. So we went to Ridgefield, we went to New Canaan, we've been here to Fairfield. I'd like to go to them all and see if I could cover the history for you guys in all these towns. And like I said, Discover Connecticut's a source for real estate information. It's a source to learn about the history that's taken place in the towns that you live in and that you consider living in. And when you need to sell your house or buy a house, we'll put it on the show and we'll open it up to a new way of selling. So reach out to me if you'd like to be a part of the show. 2025 is going to be a massive year, and I'm hopeful that you guys are a part of that in some way. You could refer someone to me. You can tell a friend to call me if they need to buy or sell something. I'll take care of them and give them an experience they've never had before. They don't have to be on the show if they don't want to. I have a few people that are saying they want to be on the show. That's awesome. I'll make my content around what's going on, talking to the other agents, negotiating. I've got so much footage of conversations I've had with agents now I just haven't dropped. And I don't know what I can drop and can't drop because I'm just on air or I'm recording when they call me. But I feel like that's the content people want to hear, is how I talk to other agents, how I negotiate. And I have to figure out how to do that properly. I don't know if I have to tell people I'm recording. I think you do in the state of Connecticut. That's why I'm not really doing that. But maybe going forward, when I get the agent, I'll say, hey, listen, I'm live right now on my show, or I'm recording for my show. Do you mind that this is going to be on air? You know what I mean? And then we'll start using some of that. So all of these things are happening in real time, guys. But the most important thing is right now. This moment, I'm at the Ogden House, a house from 1750. And it's actually held up. Look at that. That's the side. You saw the front. Now you got this whole thing with the dooryard garden down here, which I think we should walk down and see because my drone is sitting out in the middle of the field over there. That's no good. So anyway, we're here. June to September, that's the only time it's open though. So geez, it's not even open right now, guys. Just realized I didn't look too close at that sign. I got about halfway in and then I started talking to you, telling you about my different takes on the way in. Anyway, so I'm gonna get going, guys. It's getting even colder. The sun's about to go down. Ogden, he'll be here tomorrow. You know, if you want to come back, you want me to come back and do another episode here, get the drone out and actually do a fly around, which I wanted to do. I want to do the fly out and then go over and then go back here to the gardens. Sometimes you have the cinematic vision, but you just can't get the drone up in the air to shoot it, you know? So instead you've got to take 4D and just be like, yeah, we can get with that, you know? And that's what we do here. And guys, the reaction is quick, right? Look, I can't even brake. I try, you know, but I can't. It's just too quick. It's a good thing though. You know, I've had others that you're just like, hey, and then look, can you keep up with me? And I can make it faster, by the way. There's sport mode. I didn't set that. We're not doing sport mode right now. It's dark here. Got my pink tie on. It's not keeping me warm though, you know. quiet over there. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it for me today. 6:37. I got to go home and get some dinner. Dinner time. We get lighter there for the moment. Remember, Ogden House, guys, you should check it out. Make sure you go to the Fairfield Museum, ask them questions, check out their exhibits. And Walt, make sure you go there and you talk to Walt, the best guy in the world. I had 35 minutes with him. The microphones didn't work. Oh, he told me the best stories, and he was awesome. He let me bring him on camera. He said he'd do it again. That's why I said, Walt, let's do a series where you walk me through all of the Fairfield history together. We have these conversations. He's like, that sounds good. Let's get through. I got to go and walk in there. We're going in there next week, guys. Right? Let's do it. Fairfield Historic Society, going to see Walt and see if we can get him on to Discover Connecticut for round 2. Mic'd. This time I can see the mic when it's working. Except for here, for you guys. For some reason, I forget to turn that one on before I go live. But this one's always live when we record. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Hope to see you tomorrow when we do it all over again. Ogden House, thank you for the history lesson here from Discover Connecticut. I'll fill in the gaps when I do some of this B-roll. So the stuff I'm saying now, like, it's okay, but then there's going to be extra. I'm going to find out some more history about Ogden. You know, I kind of abbreviate it. Some people don't really go Ogden, but I was just thinking going Ogden. You know, I just want to shorten it. I don't have the time, you know. I'm here trying to edit it. You want me to edit it and also call him Ogden? I can't do that. I'm sorry. All right, Ogden, we'll see you later. You know, he doesn't mind. Anyway, guys, little comic relief always here on the show, just for a split second. But this is a serious situation we're dealing with here, Fairfield County real estate. And if you need to buy or sell, I'm ready to take that that very, very seriously, like I do with my clients. I've been doing this for 17 years. And, you know, from the beginning, my goal was always to work with the most successful people and the people who demand hard work and hustle and creative thought. And those are the people I've worked with for 17 years. So I try to see if I can at least reach my friends, the people I maybe went to high school with, the people that I grew up with that wouldn't think about me for real estate because they may remember me from when I was 15 or 16. And like, you know, it's interesting. I think about that sometimes. Like, I sold that crazy house last year. And I was like, you know how hard it was working for that guy who's like, it was a very difficult scenario working for a guy who has 10 people that work for him that are barking orders at you on a weekly basis from across the world. That was crazy, you know. But to work for those people and to get the job done, it's something really, it's a nice confidence booster, but it's also something that makes you realize no matter how big a transaction is, no matter how hard a job is, as soon as that one's done, you got to get another one going. We're not in a business where you can take a moment off, you know? So we're in the lead generation business. We're not in the business of opening doors for people. We're in the business of finding new clients and then negotiating for them. And I think that's the most important thing that your agent can provide for you is how well do they negotiate? How are they able to get deals for you? And for me, across the board, my last handful of transactions, my clients have done great. And the people on the other side have not done as well. And that's the goal, is that my clients will always win. And by win in this market, it's get them a number that they never expected. In a normal market, it's sell your house. And, you know, because people still don't remember what it was like 6 years ago. Like, we had a very hard time selling homes. People didn't want to buy. And so you had to offer different, you know, you had to throw $5,000 in at the closing. Or you tell someone, hey, you buy my house and I'll give you a $20,000 closing credit, or a bonus at closing for $100,000. Some people were offering $100,000. I'm like, why not just reduce your house? You know, but they would just like think if I offer X, it would be able, it was a different time. People had to try to get creative to sell their homes. Now they just have to put their house on the market and you'll sell it, but it just depends on who's at the wheel. If you got someone who's just going in there, you're cutting their commission when they go in, they're cutting your value as soon as they get offers. They're telling you to take the first offer you get, or they're telling you to get that offer, their offer. I heard some horrible stories about a few agents before I got into this business. You know, you have to have integrity. You're in this business for the long haul. It's interesting that the story I heard, that lady lost her license And it's because you can't mess around. You can't mess around in this business. Your integrity and your professionalism are the most important things that you have to your name. And when you're out there doing business for people, the great job you do is what reflects. And if you can't stand up and negotiate for your clients, you can't get deals done, and you don't really work. You know, like, I know I don't have to wear a tie every day. I just wear a tie every day. I'm always ready for my clients. And I remember once one of my clients said, he came running around the corner at my office to try to catch me not in my suit. And he goes, "Oh, I thought you had like a suit in the car and that you like wore shorts, because it's like 95 degrees out and we didn't have good air conditioning at the office." And he's like, I always thought you had a suit in the car and you'd always be wearing shorts." And I was like, "Jeff, I'm always ready. As soon as the phone rings, I'm ready for my clients. I'm always ready. If the phone rings right now, someone says they want me to come in and give them a listing presentation for their house, I'm ready. I don't have to be like, oh, well, I have to go home and get out of my sandals and my shorts. I take this job very serious to this point where every day I'm ready to go. I get a call from my client. She wants to see a property in 15 minutes. I'm ready to go. And that's the way it is. The sun's going down right now. I'm still ready to go. That phone rings right now. Someone wants to go see a property. I'm ready to go. And that's been like that since I got my license in 2007. So we're talking about 17, almost 18 years of selling real estate and being ready to go every single day. And you got to be that committed to your business and to your clients. And for me, it's more out of personal competition in a weird way. Like, I'll see what other people provide and I'm like, yeah, I could do that. But then I'm like, I want to do better. I want to provide something more. You know, okay, everybody does this. They put their pictures online and then they'll hire a guy in a helicopter to go and take some photos. And then they do an open house and then they'll offer like a lunch during the open house for the brokers. And like, that's how they sold houses for years. Like, that's it. And I'm like, no, okay, I could do that. I'm going to wear a suit. I'm going to go buy a drone, be the first to do it, get the press for it, which is the reason why I did it, essentially, is like, not that one, the Matterport. I did that with the 3D camera. I was like, I'll get a ton of press for this, but they didn't push me. Bastards. Freaking, still that pisses me off about that. I did that, like, I was the first realtor to buy that, the Matterport camera. And they just didn't give me the press because they gave me all the press for the drone. It was like a year later. They're like, we just covered you a year ago. We don't usually do, it's so funny. I've been on the news for the beat seat, for the drone. And then again, I tried to get on for the Matterport and they were like, we don't do stories on people more than once. Like, we've already done 2 on you. Like, we can't do a 3rd. I'm like, are you kidding me? I did something cool. I got a 3D camera offering this now, you know? Anyway, long story short though, I'm always reaching to the new thing and I'll always keep my eye out on what differentiates me from everybody else in the market. And so it becomes a decision where you're like, I can use a friend or I can use someone who offers me more service and someone who's going to bring something to the table that no one else can bring to the table. And I realize that we're all unique in our own ways. So I bring me to the table and I'm here to be committed and consistent for you like I am every single day for this show and for Discover Connecticut to show up and provide content for you guys. So that's the thing, when you could provide that much commitment to your clients, that you've got their back. You're going to be there all the way to the end, through the inspections, through the 50 houses you have to look at in order to find the right one, the 10 multiple bidding wars. You got to be there for them and with them. And when you do that, you earn their trust and you earn a friend. And it's funny, like, a lot of people are like, yeah, you're in the relationship business. You are. I make friends with all my clients because we're all here at the same time in human history. And it's not by chance. There's a reason we're all here together. We're supposed to work together. We're supposed to thrive together. And so when I'm with my clients, I believe we both come from this perspective of let's thrive. And that's the key is, you know, we're looking to find positive outcomes. And the best way to do that is to stay towards the positive. And so anyway, that's where we kind of went off and rambled, didn't we? Ogged. I even took a D off now. I'm just going Og. I'm calling him Og. All right, Oggy. No, see, I should just call him Ogden if I'm going to do that. So guys, it is now basically pitch black here. as you can see, because I'm going to have to go down to here. Look at that. So now it's like I'm bright again. How about that? That's pretty crazy that that happened. What does this do? So anyway, that's it, guys. From here, Ogden House, Fairfield, Connecticut. Mark Pires, your realtor, the Coldwell banker, and Discover Connecticut. I'll see you on the next.